Yo, what's good everyone, and welcome to another Pet Simulator X video. Today, we're going to be talking about a brand new secret pet in the game, which honestly, it's been quite some time since we talk about one of these. I mean, I believe the last one was the podcat, but if I'm not mistaken, a little bit after that, there was kind of like the hippo, which sort of looked like a watermelon. I don't exactly know what it was called because around that time I had COVID, so I wasn't really playing. But anyways, man, it looks like another secret has been added into the game. And really for the last 24 hours, a lot of people have been trying to figure out how to get their hands on this. We're going to talk about today who actually has 18 of these in the game currently, and we'll also go ahead and talk about a couple of theories that I have on how we're going to be able to get this, because really that's the hot topic right now. So let's waste no more time and get right into this. So for starters, as many of you know, the Halloween event is currently in Pet Simulator X, and it's really cool. Those of you that pretty much played yesterday and were able to play the entire day today actually got a huge advantage because a patch has been pushed out recently. If you are in some of the VIP servers or maybe even a newer server, the price of this egg over here is not 666k anymore. It's actually 525k, and the chances of the pets have been lowered apparently kind of a little bit, not really too much, but definitely enough to where it's noticeable because you know, your boy has been kind of popping off with the mythicals, and pretty much everybody else is as well. Now I kind of wanted to squeeze this in here because just a fair warning to you guys, if you do have a large lump sum of candy, I highly suggest you go ahead and jump around from public server to public server. Find yourself one that has a 666k egg, which is currently what I'm in. I'm just in a random server right now, and really take advantage of this because probably within the next 24 to 48 hours, none of these servers are going to exist anymore. But let's get into our investigative work, which I did go ahead and do a little bit of this earlier on today. So if you are completely clueless as to what I'm talking about, heading on over to the pet collection, and we scroll all the way to the bottom, which is a very familiar place for us, especially for those of us that were doing the podcat hunt and all of that good stuff. Down here, the very last pet, there is one called Bladee. Now currently there is no way of being able to get this as we know of so far, and at the current moment it is labeled as an exclusive, which means that you can only purchase this with Robux or of course getting it through an achievement. But if I go ahead and open the exclusive shop, you'll notice that there is no Bladee pet in here. Currently we have the Dominus Darkwing, the Stacked Doge Noob, as well as the Blobenstein. And if we switch on over to achievements, there is no new achievement for this. I mean, I haven't gotten Celebrity Crush or Dress Up, but aside from that, there is no other achievement for this. Now the simple answer for this would be, well, maybe it's just going to be for phase 2 of the Halloween event, because I mean, well, it's pretty obvious that there's going to be a phase 2 considering this says coming very soon. So there's definitely no questions asked on the fact that there's going to be potentially another update coming out either later on during the week or maybe even on Halloween day. But the really interesting part is the fact that somebody already has this. And not only do they have it, but they also have 18 of these. So my solution here was to go ahead and instantly transfer over to Twitter, figure out what exactly is going on here, because like I said, a few of you in my Discord were mentioning this to me. I personally didn't even notice that that pet was added. So my first guess was to come to Preston's Twitter and see what was going on here. Unfortunately, he didn't really tweet anything about it, so I went ahead and moved on over to his tweet replies. Again, nothing was really said here that I could see, so I went to the next best thing, and that is tweets that he has liked. Sometimes he has a habit of liking things, very similar to how the Big Game's Twitter went ahead and kind of tweeted out the pumpkins. People were saying Halloween event, and he liked those tweets. If we scroll down here, you guys will notice that he liked a tweet from a person named I Don't Have a Use, and it says, "Thanks for putting my bird into the game," and it shows that this person owns pretty much every single one of the Bladee pets. Clicking over on this user, you'll notice that he is a UGC creator and also a developer for Murder Mystery 2. Now, of course, a lot of people in his replies were asking him, how did you get it? What did you do to get this? Blah, 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 all of that good stuff. And he answered to nobody. And now don't get me wrong, man, 10 billion for damage over here is not really all that great, but it's also not really that bad. Looking over down here, you'll notice that there is 18 of these in existence, which are all owned by him. So now let's talk a little bit about the theories. While I'm doing that, I am going to go ahead and open up some eggs here in the background. We're going to be getting crazy amounts of mythicals more than likely, so I won't get too excited and I won't drift off conversation here, unless of course we end up getting like a rainbow ghoul, because your boy needs some more of them. I only have 4 right now, but I do have 1 dark matter. It did cost me 800 Robux, so technically I didn't really get that one all that fair. But anyways, let's open up a bunch of these while we're talking again in the background, and that is going to be of my theories. So again, going back to that whole entire topic about there being a phase 2 to the Halloween event, I'm pretty confident this is going to be in the shop for Robux. When that phase 2 does come around, it probably is likely that it won't be, or who knows, maybe this video sparks some type of thing where now every single content creator is going to start covering this. Preston's going to be like, hey, big money move, maybe I should turn this into a secret or something to hype people up, and then we're going to have a whole entire podcast version 2 all over again. So it really all can play out completely different. One thing is for sure is the fact that that user over on Twitter went ahead and created this pet, so that's probably the reason why he got it early. I really have a strong feeling that this is not going to be obtainable at the current moment. I don't really think that there's anything in the game that will unlock this or anything like that. All of those were more than likely given to him by Preston himself. Very similar to like how when we covered Podcat here for the first time on the channel, it was given to Ethan personally by Preston. So it is kind of unfortunate, but I mean, who knows? Maybe because I'm making this video and it's coming to a lot of people's attention now, you guys will be able to go ahead and I don't know, secretly discover something that I just wasn't able to find, because I did kind of look around, play with a bunch of different things. Over on the patch notes for this update, he mentioned something about the pumpkins that were around the map, so I kind of went around and looked for every single one of the pumpkins and was kind of playing around with them to see if maybe that was some type of a little hint. Personally, I wasn't able to find anything with it, but who knows, maybe you guys are way more creative than me. Regardless, I wanted to go ahead and share this information with you guys because a lot of you over on my Discord, as well as even in my DMs, were asking if I knew how to get the Blade pet, and to be truthful, I don't have the least bit of a clue on how to get this, but I did know who had all of them. Another thing that I will kind of squeeze in here that's kind of a dead giveaway that it's not available right now is the fact that when you hover over it in the pet collection, it actually doesn't show how many are in existence. Same thing that used to happen with the Podcat, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the Podcat used to say 2 or 3 for like a really long time, and then we all knew that it was David, Preston, and Gavin. But I'm not sure if that was before or after they actually added it into the game, or until they were leading us on to think that it wasn't. Okay, this is getting confusing. Anyways, we're not going to go through all 1 billion of my candy because it's going to take an absolute eternity. Hopefully you guys went ahead and enjoyed this video. If this ends up turning into something else and we can go ahead and maybe live stream a nice little hunt for this game, be expecting that here on the channel. We will go ahead and do one of those hunt live streams if it turns into something crazier. But I think for this video, we're going to go ahead and call it right here. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel for more Pet Simulator X content, and of course, every other game that I cover here on the channel. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this one. Like always, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.